Hello, welcome to Camp Chat. I'm knynmanRog, and we are starting season 3. And I have my good friend, Matt, the Southwest Backpacker, my co-host, along with me as well. He's been with us since the very first one. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
you're a great co-host, and we do all our camping together anyway. So
absolutely,
it was a perfect fit.
Well, I appreciate you having me along all these years.
Yeah,
man.
it's a blast. Absolutely. Yeah. So today is our first episode of season 3, and we are just at the base of Guyena Peak, which is up here behind me.
Just behind us.
Just behind us. We had the opportunity to hike up to the summit this morning and actually found the geological marker survey.
Yes, we did.
Which was cool. We got some pictures of that, and it really wasn't too far of a hike, maybe a half a mile.
It was about a half a mile, but it was going uphill.
It was all uphill.
I think from here up to the summit was probably a good 400 feet.
Yeah, it was. We had a pretty good elevation change, but man, it is beautiful up there. We found not a geocache, but it was a kind of a
similar.
It was a sign-in sheet for people.
Little PVC tube with some caps on the end of it. It had Guyena Peak written on the outside of it, and an email that we couldn't quite make out, but we took a picture, and we're hoping maybe we can send it to the owner.
Send a picture
of the container.
Send a picture of us up there. Yeah, so that was cool, and you know, like always, and we always say this, we always eat better in the wilderness than at home.
Yes, we do.
And just out of can review, you can't see it, we got the fire here in front of us, and we have a Dutch oven here with Matt's specialty pasoli.
Got some pasoli going on there. Yeah, it's going to be our dinner for tonight. knynmanRog made some pork roast for us last night, and some biscuits, some rolls,
fresh bread. Did some fresh bread, and we did a big sweet potato that we cut in half, and still couldn't finish it all. But yeah, that was a good dinner, and so I got mine out of the way early, which I like. I can sit back today, and it's Matt's turn.
Mine's going to take a little bit longer, so yeah, we started it about a half hour ago, and got Camp Chat rolling, and we figured we'd let it cook while we did some Camp Chat.
While we're doing some Camp Chat.
Yeah.
So our original plan for this weekend was to go up into the Jemez, and you know, we tried. We were going to go up into the Gilman Tunnel area, and we have a spot that we like up there.
Right.
And
our take on it was the forest roads here in New Mexico are closed between November 1st up until April 1st. And that is due to the wintertime weather and the snow, because we live up at such high elevation.
Right.
But I believe it's from November 1st to April 31st before they open up. So even though the forest roads are pretty much good right now, they still have them closed.
They're still closed.
Yeah.
So that eliminated that, and we started looking around in some other areas. And holy cow, we saw caravans of campers and four-wheelers and
fifth wheels. And
it was almost scary.
Yeah.
We decided we didn't want any part of that. We'll drive an extra 45 minutes. So we came out of the Jemez and came into the southern San Juans. We're up here at Guyena Peak, not too far from my cabin, actually.
Yeah.
You know, probably about maybe 7 or 8 miles as the road goes. You know,
Roger's cabin is just down the way here.
It's over the hill and down by the river. But yeah, this is a beautiful area, and we've got a beautiful view. We can see in the background, we can see the southern Colorado Rockies and snow-covered, lots of snow.
Yeah, lots of snow out there.
We got a big snowbank right here, which has been really nice to keep the beer and other things cold. So yeah, it's been fun. I was excited to start season 3. We didn't do as many episodes last year as we had done our opening season, but we were just kind of limited on where we went. I think some of it was because there were forests closed last summer, and that kind of limited on where we could get out and do anything. So, you know, we kind of cheated and floated down to the river, or floated down the river to my cabin, and did a Camp Chat down there, but everything else was closed.
Everything else was pretty much closed up. It was hard to get out and go anywhere.
It was.
And we were very fortunate to, be able to go down the Rio Chama and end up at your cabin, and it was all legal.
It was all legal, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a very enjoyable trip.
It was nice. It was a nice float. So we have, you know, it's kind of hard to believe that we've already kind of evolved into this 3rd season, I suppose, when it's hard to believe 3 years ago I was trying to figure out some kind of format where we could do this.
Right.
You know, and didn't really figure anything out. We just kind of sat down and rolled with it, and doing the best we can. We like to show where we're at. You know, we're in the Santa Fe National Forest. The Chama Canyon Wilderness is probably about 150 feet. The wilderness line is right there, and we've seen elk tracks, elk turds, and Matt found here. Matt, show him what you found.
Earlier,
Matt found a shed. Yeah, and that's a nice find.
We were coming all the way down, a nice elk shed there.
Nice antler shed. So we've been looking around, and it's a very active area up here. So Matt, how did your winter go? Anything exciting go on this winter?
Had a good winter. Watched a lot of moisture come in, and we got a lot of snow out here in the southwest, which was really nice.
Yeah, that was excellent.
We did. It was quite different than what we would normally get, and even right now where we're at, you know, there is snow drifts around us, and we've been putting our drinks in the snowdrift as sort of a outdoor natural cooler, which is really awesome.
Well, it's not something we've really seen in the last few years. It's coming at this time of year and seeing snow.
This time of year, it would have already been melted, or we really wouldn't have gotten much.
Or this time of year, we're already in fire restrictions,
right?
Because it's been so dry.
Right.
And fortunately, we've been able to to avoid that.
So the fire danger is low to moderate right now.
Yeah,
and that's great. And so allows us to have a campfire and be able to cook and do our Dutch oven thing, and so I think that's great.
Without too much worry.
But we've had a good winter. It was cold, and we got a lot of snow. But this is going to help out for fire restrictions in this coming summer.
Right. Yeah. Well, for me this winter, nothing super exciting other than I got a new dog friend.
Yes.
And of course, I probably mentioned the end of last year in May. I had to put my Asia dog down, which was saying goodbye to that dog was the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I hadn't planned on picking up another dog anytime soon. My daughter came across a dog that was being neglected and malnourished and just needed some help, needed to be rescued. So she brought him home, and he's really turned out to be a good dog. You know, he's learned how to be a family dog. He's a Louisiana Catahoula spotted leopard, and they're raised in the South for hunting. They're hunting dogs. And he's just a puppy. He's a year old, so he's still learning how to figure out the family life. You know, we have a cat, we have a parrot, and there's stuff going on, and he's not outside on a chain with no food anymore.
Right.
You know, so he's liking life. Eventually, I'd like to get him out here with us. I don't think he's ready yet.
Probably not yet, but here soon,
He's just a puppy, but hopefully it won't be too much longer.
Yeah.
So he's at home. I got a text from my daughter saying that he's upset, thinking I left him forever. And so, but yeah, that's been about it. We've had a good winter, and so
what about the upcoming trips, backpacking trips that you might have planned for this year?
Well, we talked about, we've kind of made the San Pedro Parks a kind of an annual hike each year.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to try to do that, right? The second week in June.
Second week in June, because we got to wait for the snow to melt off. That up there is like 10,500 feet, and so it's even higher than where we're at right now.
I bet there's still 2 feet of snow up there.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So we're going to wait for it. We're thinking about doing it the first week in June, but we thought we'd give it an extra week to kind of melt off. So we want to do that. We've done that just about every year. I love it up there. It's a fairly decent hike. When you start getting a little bit older, like myself, you know, we like these little flatter grade hikes, and it gets you up into the parks area, the Continental Divide, and it's a great hike. I'd really recommend it.
It is. It's a really nice part of the Continental Divide. Easy hike. It was my first backpacking trip I did, I think, when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. And very easy, very enjoyable. Highly recommend it. They got water the entire way, so you don't have to worry about carrying your own water in. That's the beautiful thing about it. There's water everywhere, so that really makes it... When you don't have to carry water, that's a luxury. That is a luxury. That's a luxury. And speaking of Pecos Wilderness, there's a place up at Mora Flats. And we've talked about doing that, and I want to be involved in that this year. Yes. I want to take that hike. I think that's one that I could do without too much problem. And as a kid, I did hike this
Pecos Wilderness, I do believe once or twice.
Okay.
But I've never hiked the backside of it.
Right.
Where Mora is. I've never gone in through there. So
it's really, really nice, and they've got an area called Hamilton Mesa, and it will take you up to the top of the mesa, and I believe will then take you back down into Mora Flats, where the water and the stream and the flat area is, and then you can hike your way back out as a loop hike.
Okay, now where do you access that from? Is that you going through Las Vegas and into Mora and up in there, and then so you're going to enter the Pecos Wilderness through the east side?
That's exactly it. Yeah,
okay.
You're going to drive up into the Pecos area and all the way back in, and you'll see the forest road signs. It's going to be off and to the right. It's about 3 to 5 miles in, and it's all driven through private land. But eventually you're going to get to the campground, and it's Iron Gate Campground that you park, and that's the trailhead.
All right.
So Iron Gate Campground, Pecos Wilderness, that's going to be our trip probably July.
In July,
and,
okay.
Yeah, you guys look forward to it. You'll see it on the Southwest Backpacker channel, so look forward to that.
And probably see it on the knynmanRog YouTube channel too. I've never been there, and so I'd like to get a good video of that.
Absolutely, looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah, I be someplace I've never been, and that's what I always kind of want to do, is do something different. And out of the last minute, I had the opportunity to climb up to the summit of Guyena Peak, which is something I've never done before.
9,699 feet? 8,966 feet. Yes, there we go.
Yeah, so we were 44 feet short of 9,000.
Yes, we were.
Something like that.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, 34. But anyway, yeah, that was a good hike. It was something we'd never done. And that's my goal.
And you've been over to Navajo Peak, which is directly across the Rio Chama River and the Rio Chama Wilderness on the other side on BLM property.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been over there too.
Awesome.
So do you have any closing statements here, Matt? I think it's maybe about time to wrap this up. I think we've had a good first episode here.
Good first episode here at Camp Chat. Thank you guys for following along knynmanRog's Camp Chat. This has been a great first season, and I think just stay tuned and follow along to see what we got as far as backpacking and outdoor adventures this year, because we've got a lot planned, and this was just some of the stuff that we wanted to mention to you guys, but you're going to see more, so stay tuned.
Well, this is nothing spectacular. We're not out backpacking, but we like to show kind of what we like to do when we get out.
Yes, we do. We like to share it, because sharing is a part of it, and we hope you guys enjoy what we're sharing and get something out of it. So,
right. Yeah. Well, and then on top of that, I like to do cooking videos. knynmanRog's Outdoor Cooking Adventures.
And Candyman is a good cook.
I try, and I say you're only limited by your imagination. So yesterday I made an attempt at making bread or biscuits / bread in the Dutch oven on the fire, and they came out pretty good. Delicious. Yeah, they came out pretty good. So I'll put that out. You'll have to see how to do.
Nice and golden brown, and they look good.
Come out much better.
They look good.
So and then of course a complete video of our trip, starting out from actually Matt's front yard yesterday morning.
Yes.
We took our starting shot from there.
Yeah, left Western Rio Rancho and headed on out.
Had all kinds of plans to do videos in Jemez, and we kind of just skipped all of that and ended up here. But anyway, I think that's going to probably do it for this first episode of the 3rd season of Camp Chat on the knynmanRog YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Comments and remarks, please leave them down below, or you can go to the Southwest Backpacker channel and leave comments and remarks, and also take a look at the content he has.
Don't forget to subscribe.
It's golden. Yeah, and be sure and subscribe.
Yeah.
He's got a golden channel. He's been world renowned. People from around the world know of Matt the Southwest Backpackers channel. And that being said, be sure and look at the knynmanRog YouTube channel. I've got a lot of content out there. New cooking adventures coming up.
Absolutely.
And this summer's going to be a big one.
I'm looking forward to it.
This summer's going to be a big one. We're going to do a lot.
We're going to do a lot.
So, cheers. Thank you for being on, my friend.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching the knynmanRog YouTube channel. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And thumbs up are always appreciated. All right.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.